Hello, everybody. This is Gregory with 100 Pounds Off for 30 plus years. I hope you're doing well today. Today, as I'm drinking my fermented tea, I'm going to ruminate on my 34th anniversary of weight loss. Now, before I begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. As you know, I've lost a lot of weight and kept it off for a long time, in particular this anniversary episode. I might be able to help you. Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell so these episodes come fresh to you. So I normally celebrate, at least since my weight loss, May 4th as the anniversary. And why is this? Well, I lost my weight, and I lost it relatively quickly. If you want kind of an in-depth of my experience as a child, an obese child, I have a playlist here at this channel called Confessions of an Obese Child. It's also a podcast that you could find on Apple, Spotify, and it's also a book that I wrote through Amazon Kindle. But I started the weight loss in, probably September, October. And by May, I had lost the weight and I got down to about 180. And I was a junior at the end of my junior year. So this happened during my junior year in high school. So at the end of junior year at the school I went to a Catholic school that there was this junior cross and ring ceremony. So in other words, you got your senior ring at the end of your junior year. And there was a ceremony on May 4th of 1991. So May 4th, 1991, that's kind of like, well, like, okay, I'm at 180. I don't need to lose more because I am 6'2". And so that was just kind of an easy remembrance. It's like, okay, this is the day. Junior Cross and Ring was also this day. It was a Saturday. And that was it. So 34 years now that we're in 2025. And a second playlist I have here is Revelations of a Weight Loss Warrior, which is also another book on Amazon, where I talk about I must have been 18, from 18 to I don't know what age, how the undulations and the turmoil that I did to keep the weight off after I lost it. Because once you lose the weight, now you're like, oh my God, I got to keep it off. And that is infinitely harder. We know the statistics bear this out. We know that close to 80% of people who lose more than 50 pounds in their life end up regaining it. So I didn't know that because in 1991, there was no internet. But I came to learn that. And so at the beginning, it was just a lot of dysfunctional eating because it's not like I learned how to eat well. My parents were taking me to dietitians all through the 80s because I was morbidly overweight. And none of it clicked. I loved food more than I loved myself. And then finally it clicked. And I have an episode here exactly, what was the kind of revelatory epiphany event that made me actually start losing weight and keep it off. And so through my college years and into my 20s when I moved to Alaska for graduate school, it's just a lot of calorie in, calorie out. I would starve myself Monday through Friday and then binge eat on the weekend, all these things. But eventually my eating, as the years/decades passed, kind of moderated. And then I found intermittent fasting in 2014. I've been doing that every day since then. Normally the last 4 or 5 years now, I don't break my fast till about 2:45. And I finish eating 6:30, 7. And there was one day where I did eat breakfast. I was in Rome. This was in 2023. And I was like, oh, this continental breakfast looks too good. Oh, when in Rome, so I ate breakfast, and then I felt so bad because at that point it was 9 years. I'm like, no breakfast for 9 years, and I broke it. So really, it's been no breakfast now for like a year and a half. But if you take away that outlier, it has been over 10 years. And so I think fasting certainly helps because I don't eat for 20 hours of the day, so that helps with weight loss. But more importantly, I do it for mental clarity and other health biohacks. And that certainly helped moderate because now with fasting, I normally break my fast with high-fat paleo-esque foods like nuts and dark chocolate and unripened banana and stuff like that. And then I go home and just eat whatever I want because I'm at such a caloric deficit at that point I can. But it's strange. Like the first 10 to 15 years, I didn't celebrate May 4th. May 4th was like a sad day. And now I look back 34 years later, I'm like, I don't know why May 4th was like a sad day. It should be a happy day. And as the years pass and I got married, had kids and whatnot, I think a lot of the survivor's guilt, a lot of the imposter syndrome, a lot of things we talk about in the Revelation of a Weight Loss Warrior playlist, I think a lot of that has gone away. Like I do know that people, when they see me change at the gym, because I work out the gym and shower at the gym, they can tell that I used to be overweight because I have loose skin. I have the bloopy. I talk about in that playlist how for many years, like I would shave pretty much in the dark, just enough light to shave, because I used to shave my face back then, but I didn't want to see the bloopy down here. But even yesterday, I was telling somebody at the tea shop how he goes to the gym, so he sees me change, and I had mentioned how growing up overweight was difficult because I was overweight, and he's like, oh yeah. He didn't say like, oh yeah, I could tell. That he was like, oh yeah. So when you look at me naked, no one looks at me naked. When you look at me naked, you can tell that I was overweight. So at the beginning, I had a lot of shame about my body, but I think as the years pass, just like changing in a locker room. You ever seen high schoolers change in a locker room? They're always so awkward. And part of you's like, dude, your body looks the best it's ever gonna be. There's no reason to be awkward. It's old people that have a reason to be awkward, but it's the opposite. Old people are like just scrotums are swinging and all these things. But the older I get, I think it's just kind of that mindset, like, I don't care, how my body looks. I'm proud of the fact that it's been 30, 40 years because it's infinitely longer than the majority of people who have done it. And I've got to the point now that I'm 51, where, the most important years of my life, I suppose, you look at 18 to 51, 17 to 51, because it's been 34 years. Like all those monumental events have already happened. So it's like if I start gaining the weight, which I inevitably will because your metabolism slows down, as much as I biohack with fasting and stuff, it's inevitable. At that point I'll be like, I'm okay to die. I'm ready to die. I'm not like one of these people who's like so tethered to this world that they're fearful of death. It's like, yeah, if I get cancer, I get cancer. Let's just start the afterlife quickly. I'm okay with that. I led my formative life, and whatnot. But will there be a 35th year next May? God willing. Who knows if we'll even be alive next May? I don't even think about it. I just think one day at a time. But I am eternally grateful. I do have an episode here about my gratitude toward God. Like I made a vow toward God back after I lost my weight that I would never leave Him and forsake Him, because there is a level of imposter syndrome and survivor's guilt, because I'll see these morbidly overweight people at the gym and like, why me? Why did I lose it? Why have I been able to keep it off? Why not him? But one of the ancillary benefits of that is that I am still very, very religious, deeply religious. I go to daily mass every day and I read the Bible every day. I love God. I just want to be with Christ. So I guess that's one of the benefits, despite the really horrible childhood I had. But I think that the closing message is that God puts us on a plan. God has a path for us, and that we just have to learn to trust. And for whatever reason, He wanted me to lose the weight. And will I be here in a year? Will I still have lost my weight, maintained my weight in a year? Who's to know? But as St. Paul says in 2 Timothy, I ran the good race, and we'll see from there. So guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you about your personal weight loss journey. Until next time, take care and God bless.